called the loop. So if we look at this board here, this is all the different eras of time depicted by the colors and these icons here. These are artifacts related to that era. Here in this era, you can see there's a Rubik's Cube, the Enigma machine.
Ah, the 80s.
Yes. So we started with 6 cards that are unique to our special agent. This is a cooperative game, so we're all working together, and we're each going to take a turn. And on our turn, we're going to have a Faux phase, which Dr. Faux is going to be wreaking some havoc. We'll draw a card from here, and we will be adding clones of Dr. Faux throughout the different eras.
But I don't wanna.
We're going to do it anyway.
Okay, well, if he's out, then.
And the card when we draw shows where Dr. Faux was at on your current turn. So, for instance, let's draw a card here. So let's say we drew this card here. Dr. Faux is in this red atomic era here. We would go ahead and calculate how many of these rift cubes that we're going to drop in here. Mm-hmm. Rift cubes destabilize the era.
That's
and
bad.
if there's 4 rift cubes on an era, it becomes destabilized and a vortex happens and we lose a mission.
No!
If there's a mission there. Yeah, it's sad. So we're going to be dropping these cubes and they're going to be randomly coming out onto these different eras and going onto these rift trackers. As I said, if we ever get 4 on here, it's bad. It's bad news. It's kind of like Pandemic. We just can't let stuff get out of hand. There's ways to clear these using your artifact cards and maybe your character abilities. And then after Dr. Faux does his thing, you're going to go ahead and take your action phase. During that time, you can do a movement. If you take a look at your character on the top left, you've got 1 free movement per turn. If you want to do any additional movement, so 1 free move just means to an adjacent space. It's not anywhere. It's got to be whatever's connected by, like here. So there's only 2 adjacent spaces per space.
Okay.
If you want to move extra on a turn, you're going to have these energy cubes where you're moving from.
Energon.
So if I've already used my move this turn and I want to move over here, I would have to use this Energon cube to act as a movement, and it would be gone then. Also on your turn, other than moving, you're going to have a hand of at least 3 cards, and you're going to be able to play them and activate them. After you activate them, you're going to turn them.
I'll go down there. There you go.
And this is a ready card, and it can be used. This is an exhausted card, and it cannot be used.
Tap that?
I legally distinct tapped it. So at the end of your turn, anything that's been you just can only use it once. So at the end of your turn, you'll discard all your cards. But yeah, that's the reference for those.
Okay.
And then you also have the option of performing a loop. So it's a callback to the name. Mm-hmm. What a loop is if there's energy on your space, you can then ready up your cards that have used on this turn. So you can combo reusing cards. The way that the loop works, though, is you can do it as many times as you want to reactivate cards, but it costs 1 more energy to do it per loop. So the first loop you do only takes 1 energy.
Oh, okay.
So I go ahead and loop, and I could reactivate all cards from the same dimension.
You're going back in time.
Yes. So you're going to have to be matching dimensions with your loop. There are 3 different dimensions and then a black hole dimension. All right, the black hole is there. But these, so if I wanted to do a loop, I could reactivate these guys. If he was unready, I wouldn't be able to get him in this loop. I would have to do another loop, which would cost 2 because it's a different dimension.
However, you can play all of them at one time. They don't have to be the same dimension.
That's correct. That's correct. Only for the loop does a dimension come into play there.
And the second time, if you want to loop again,
2 energy.
2.
Next time, 3.
On the
do it
same
again, 4.
On the same turn.
On the same turn. Yeah.
Okay.
It resets next turn.
Is there a limit to how many cards you can play in a turn?
No. How many you've got?
Okay.
You're usually going to have 3. Sometimes it's way to get other ones.
Okay.
Black hole dimensions are just blank here. They cannot be looped. Okay, they're one use per turn.
There's too much gravity, bro.
Yeah, they're too good. They're too good. Okay, and then that's all your options on your turn. Other than like using a character ability, you would then go on to acquire an artifact. So you can only pick up one artifact from wherever you end. So if I ended my turn here at this point, I can take one of these artifacts to the top of my deck. Okay.
Okay.
And then we could check to see if I completed a mission. If I ended here, there's not a mission on this one, so I can't complete anything. You have to end on this and have the mission completed to actually complete the mission.
Okay.
So what the f*** is a mission? If we look here, we've got exterminate the duplicates. For this one, we've got to destroy one clone in 6 different eras. So we've got all these Dr. Faux clones around here. We've got to destroy one in each era, and we've got little markers here to track that. Okay, so that's our first mission. Our second mission we have right now, we've got to destroy one Dr. Faux, one clone in Dr. Faux's era 4 times. Now, when we drew this card and it had that era on it, that's where Dr. Faux is on your turn. So you would have to kill a clone on that location to get this mission ready up.
Could you, if you killed a clone in the era that Dr. Faux is in, would it count towards both of these?
It could, yes.
Cool.
Definitely could. After a mission has been completed or has been vortexed, we will flip the next one in the clockwise order to reveal a new one.
What does it mean when it's vortexed?
So, when I told you that the era becomes unstable, when we have 4 rifts on here, the mission gets replaced with one of these vortex.
Oh no!
Right? And now artifacts get destroyed in that area.
Oh no!
Whenever they're drawn there, and the mission's gone. So if we had a mission we were completing and it gets vortex, it's gone. Sucks to suck. We got to start working on a new mission. Completing mission. Then we do cleanup phase. We flip your agent tile back over to make sure that your battery's fully charged. You'll discard your entire hand. All players draw up to 3. So if for some reason you had a card that you played during my turn or something, you would draw back up to 3.
At the end of every player's turn.
At the end of every player's turn.
Cool.
And then we check for a new cycle. What that means is, as the Dr. Faux cards are coming out, we've got some icons here. We add 1 new clone and we add 1 new artifact each time. But as this gets depleted, we'll reshuffle it and move it over to the next cycle.
Oh.
And then there's 2 clones, and then there's 3 clones. If this cycle ends, before we've completed our mission, we're done.
Yeah.
Before we've completed any mission?
All our missions.
All
We've got to
our
complete
missions.
4 missions in the
4
sabotage.
missions.
So we're doing the sabotage mode. We've got to complete 4 missions. We don't have any special rules. If we have second vortex on the same era, so if this location had been vortexed and it gets vortexed again, we lose.
Okay, that's bad.
That's very bad. 4th vortex anywhere. If we have 4 vortexes on any of these spots, we lose. And the end of the third cycle.
Okay.
The way that we defeat clones, there's going to be stuff that says like just defeat a clone, not just get rid of it. But there's also pushing, pulling, and carrying. So if you're pushing a clone, you're going to want to push it to whatever the clone's paradox era is.
So if
this
this
guy
guy's over here.
we want to get him over here.
And if we put him there, then does he die?
Yes, then he dies.
Ooh.
Okay. Same, we've got to get this guy to the green one.
Oh, we planted 3 of the 4 clones that are on the
They're
board
pretty
right
close.
next to
Yeah.
their paradox eras.
We got pretty lucky there.
Yup.
Clones are going to add rift cubes. That at the beginning of your turn, remember we count up rift cubes from the card,
Right.
and any clones on your era, and we drop it. So
Like
clones
it's
are
hot?
going to, like
Okay.
it's hot.
I thought maybe.
Or if it's cold too, I guess.
Oh.
It's really cold.
Like if it's
Well, but it
really
is
cold.
hot.
really cold.
So hot.
Or if
so
it's so
hot.
hot. Yeah. I wish it was so cold. Okay, I think that's really it now.
Hey, thanks for hanging out. If you want to spend more time with us, do us a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, head on over to twitch.tv/BNB Tabletop and give us a follow there. We play board games live every Sunday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Time on a show we call The Board and Barrel. And we like to keep things interactive. You guys can influence what happens throughout the course of a game with our Buff and Nerf house rules. You can also make predictions on how things are going to pan out, play virtual bingo for a chance to win a free board game of your own, and heckle us and stuff from the chat. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you Sunday night.